Coach, one of the great cliches in college football is you improve the most week 1 to week 2. In your career, have you found that to be true? And if it is true, where would you like to see that improvement this week?
You know, I think at times that's been true throughout, my career in different stops. For us, it is making sure that we're learning lessons through victory, and I think with the guys as they showed back up into the building this morning, as they were around yesterday for treatment and to get a meal, our guys got great intent inside these walls right now. So we look to improve in a bunch of different areas. There's stuff all over the tape that we got to continue to clean up. We missed some opportunities. Offensively, you look at it in the first half, had opportunities where back-to-back drives, we don't end up scoring points. A 4th down 9 conversion, we punt on 4th and 1 there at midfield, really because of the weather. And so you look at those 2 drives, you got a chance to be up 49-0 at half, and we really should have been. And so understanding, learning those lessons inside those 2 drives is huge. Defensively, that 2-minute drive right before half, having the ability to get off the field on some really long 3rd down situations. We force them into another 3rd and 7 down there on the 7, and being able to get off the field or hold them to a field goal. Some incredible teaching points inside that moment. And so then all kinds of different things in teams that we have the opportunity to clean up. So we do. We look forward to getting better, preparing better, and playing better. That's what we're trying to go get done.
Coach, what does the week look like as far as film review and things like that, and travel, I guess, in some respects, but when will you kind of dig into Arizona State, and if you have already, what are your impressions?
Yeah, we've dug into them. Monday we clean up the game from the previous week, and then we jump right into Arizona State. So it's that balance of cleaning the game and making sure we've addressed everything that we need to address from the game, get that cleaned up, and then we get started on next opponent. What I see is a group at Arizona State that played with a ton of confidence, a ton of energy. There was great excitement inside their stadium, and we got a great challenge on our hands. Being able to go out there, play on the West Coast, 9:30 kickoff to us. Our guys got to do an incredible job preparing. We as coaches got to put them in positions of success, but we've got a great challenge on our hands, and our guys are looking forward to it.
Coach, after reviewing the film, what were kind of your thoughts about the run game on Saturday?
Yeah, hit and miss. We left a lot out there, and whether it was not leveraging a block correctly, not having one more press in our rotation at running back, it was something different every single time. You look at the stat line, and the stat line yards per rush was really good. It was only because of a couple explosives. So we were streaky, and we need to have more consistency inside the run game, and that's what we're striving for this week.
Hey, Coach, do you have an update on Calvin Dinkins after getting him back here and kind of assessing him?
A guy he's doing a lot better today than he was yesterday. He was a lot better yesterday than he was Saturday night. So right now, got a chance to travel with us and go play. I think it's going to be a game time decision for him.
And also Kelly Akari.
Yeah, he's getting closer and closer. We need to be patient with him. Hopeful for him to be able to have a good week and create some confidence for himself as much as anything, but not ready to say he's going to be available yet.
Along those lines, the SEC announced last week that detailed injury reports will be coming out when conference play rolls around. As a coach, is that something that you're comfortable with, or is that something that you'd like to keep that a little bit more in-house? Just what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, for us, that's going to be the rules, so that's how we're going to go play ball. So we'll comply, obviously, and we've got a great team that's going to put that in place and put the plan in action, and we'll start that once conference play starts.
How much, heading into a Power 4 matchup, a Big 12 team on the road, how much of a measuring stick is this week going to be for you to kind of see where this program is at?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great measuring stick. Again, you look at Arizona State, the way they played in all 3 phases. Saturday night, really just an incredibly dominant performance over a very well-coached, tough Wyoming football team. And so you watch the tape and you see, man, these guys are a completely different football team than they were a year ago. And so for us, having the mentality and the mindset to be able to go in and play with great detail, and our effort and our physicality and our execution is what, at the end of the day, will give us the opportunity to go win. But I think there's, for us, it's a great measuring stick to see exactly where we're at.
I wonder, just with the late kickoff, are there any modifications or remedies you guys have to take to make sure guys are fired up and energized for the start?
For our guys, just knowing exactly what we're getting into, we've continued to talk about that through yesterday and this morning, and having those conversations, understanding what it's going to look like late in the week. We've got to do a great job from a preparation standpoint, you know, how we're hydrating, how we're eating, how we're resting, to give us the ability to go on the road on this flight and be able to be at our best Saturday night.
Coach, looking at Arizona State offensively, they're very multiple. They run some zone read stuff, they run some stretch stuff, and they run a ton of screens. And it seemed like they had a tremendous amount of success stressing linebackers. So as part of your preparation, how involved are you in that aspect of it? You know, just kind of breaking down their offense, maybe picking up things you see.
Yeah, just watching them and having familiarity with them is the biggest thing. As Coleman and I talked throughout the week, he's putting the plan together. The defensive staff is putting the plan together. He's going to go call the game, obviously, and go put us in positions of success. But just me having familiarity with them to be able to talk about personnel with guys at any point in time, and I think that's the biggest thing. Is I watch them on offense. Again, the QB makes a ton of plays. Off rhythm, you know, and this is a really athletic guy that's played a bunch of ball. The big back has got a chance to be a really good player and a guy that we got to do a great job of getting on the ground. And then they've got some dynamic skill players that can do some things with it when they get the ball in space. So it'll be about open field tackling. It'll be about creating turnovers and then going and playing, you know, assignment sound football.
On the flip side, on the other side of the ball, it looked like their defensive backfield was pretty good. Had a pick six, and just what's your impressions of that?
Those guys played, again, it's one of the first things I said, but played with incredible energy and excitement. They ran to the football in a really, really good way, in an impressive way. So they do. They've got those guys playing with confidence, with energy, and it's all over the tape. And so we've got to do a great job matching that and surpassing it.
Yeah, speaking of with against that offense like that, it seemed like Brandon Jennings was everywhere on Saturday night. Had a real nose for the ball, was always making plays. What did you see that you liked out of him, and what can he still build on?
Yeah, with BJ, we've talked about this a lot during fall camp. This is a guy that he plays the game the way you want it to be played. Plays incredibly hard. Got to continue to play really clean from an assignment standpoint. Our assignment, alignment, key, doing a great job of playing inside the scheme. And I think if he'll do that, he'll continue to make plays for us and be a force for us as we get further and further into the season. But proud of, you know, where he is right now, but excited about what he's got a chance to do for us.
I know your main message was, or a lot of it was just, you know, stuff for the offense to clean up and whatnot. But are there any other main messages kind of you have for your team heading into this week, and what's kind of going to be the deciding factor for you all to kind of overcome, you think, in order to come out of Tempe with a win?
Yeah, it'll stay really consistent. We got to take incredible care of the football. We got to make sure that the ball is not on the ground like it was the other night. And that is a huge stress. We were very fortunate the other night to be able to get back on top of the football when it was on the ground. So, again, our guys learning lessons through victory and through winning and understanding it's a very fine line being on the right side and the wrong side of things. And so stressing that every single day, but taking great care of the ball, going and getting the football, making a game-changing play on special teams. Those are going to be things that we continue to talk about, and then just being exactly who we're supposed to be and playing with great detail and great effort and great physicality is what will give us a chance to go win.
To your point about the fumbles, Seydu, I think, recovered all three of them, or at least a couple of them.
Yeah.
Just seemed like he was always around the play.
Yeah.
I know he didn't get any catches, but how proud were you to kind of see him, the effort side of things on, you know, the other parts of the game that you had?
Right. Seydu he was around the ball. He got on two of them. Mario Craver got on the third. And to me, showing what kind of teammate you are when you don't have the football in your hands, and that's Seydu being around the ball the entire time. So, again, he did a great job getting on it and giving us a chance to go snap it again offensively, but we got to keep it off the ground.
Any other questions? John?
You know, as a young guy, how much has Mario kind of surprised you? Did he surprise you at all with his performance, and how kind of quickly he's come along to being what seems to be a really big piece for this team this year.
Yeah, he did not surprise me at all on Saturday. I think what he's done through fall camp and some of the things he was able to get done in the spring, you know, you saw flashes, and then through fall camp we've seen incredible consistency. So nothing that he did on Saturday surprised me. This is a guy that he got a chance to be an elite player for us for a long time.
And I guess how much of just a quick follow-up to that, how much does that, you know, his success early, do you think that can also like motivate other young guys on the team, like looking for an opportunity in that regard?
Yeah, I think when you have young guys that practice the way he practices and that is really, really dialed into the game plan and understands football and spends time, you know, continuing to learn what to do, of course, that inspires teammates. And then to be able to go play and go execute in the moment as a true freshman should create confidence for a lot of guys. But again, He's got to continue just to get better every single day. But he's one that's got a real chance.
Coach, on the missed field goal, when you went back and looked at it, was it just a minor technical thing, but what did you see there?
Yeah, I saw the snap. Very uncharacteristic of Hayes. Something that he has not done at all through spring and through fall camp. I know he was incredibly frustrated with that, but we have to have clean execution on that, and that was disappointing, but got all the faith in the world in Hayes to be able to get it cleaned up.
Coach, how do you go about announcing the players of the week after wins like that?
Yeah, so we'll put it out on social every single Monday. So we announced those guys this morning, then pushed it out on social, players of the game.
Thanks, everyone.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.